What's up, metalheads? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel, and today I have a very special knife overview for you guys. It's actually going to be two knives, same model but two different variations. These knives were sent in to me by Q-Ball to check out. He knew that one of them was my grail knife, the TRM Shadow, and this is not the grail, although it's up there, but this is the grail knife. This titanium TRM Shadow. These are so good. I'm not even sure where to start. 20 CV blade. When you go on TRM's website to try to look up the specs for these knives, you can't even find them because they don't show them available. I mean, they're always sold out. So we'll set this one to the side for now. Actually, set this one to the side for now, and then we will talk about the G10 version. This would be a fantastic everyday carry knife. Perfect size, great ergonomics, man. The ergonomics are just so good with that forward finger choil. I feel like you got so much control. The way they've milled the G10 makes it very grippy and very comfortable. The pocket clip, it's just a standard old pocket clip, but it works perfectly, works really well. This one's much lighter weight, obviously, than the titanium version, but the action on their axis lock, it's better than any Benchmade I've felt, and it's the best. The only one that comes close is the Tuya Big Belly, but it's just so good. And the way they've done their axis lock or crossbar lock, the little tabs here you pull, they stick out enough to where you can get a really good grip on them, and the way they are kind of beveled up at an angle just makes them super comfy to grab and just complete drop shut. Just such good action. I am going to get out a tape measure and measure these knives. Then I will weigh them individually because I can't find specs on these knives anywhere. So we're going to do it the old school way here. So these are going to be rough numbers. Let's see. The length and everything's going to be pretty much, it's going to be the same on both knives. We're looking, sorry, bumped the camera with my hat. Looking at like 7 3/4 inches overall length. Blade length is about 3 1/4 inches. Well, back here, it's probably closer to 3 1/2. Your cutting edge is going to be about 3 1/4. So the width here, the longest spot, is about 1 inch and 5/16, inch and 3/8, somewhere in that range. Thickness is just under 1/2 inch, like 7/16, somewhere in that area. Let's pull it up right here. Cut 1 inch, and yeah, I'm gonna say, we'll just say 1/2 inch, slightly under 1/2 inch thick. Let's check the weight on them real quick because there's pretty substantial difference in weight between these two knives. I will own both of these knives, and when I own this one, I will carry the shit out of it, and this will become a safe queen. Some point I'm going to get both of these knives. This is the one I want the most, though, for obvious reasons. All right, the G10 version, I'm going to guess 3.2. 3.6. Let's double check that. 3.6 ounces on the G10 variant. And on this beautiful piece of art right here. God, it looks so good. This one makes me all tingly inside. Man. Oh, let me guess first. 5.5 ounces. Oh, almost got it. 5.4. Yeah, 5.4. So 5.4 and 3.8. Yeah, 3.8. So almost 2 ounces heavier for the titanium variant, but my goodness, I don't care if it weighed 10 ounces. Look at this thing. Let's get a close-up of it. Here, let's get the blade out here. Give you some close-up knife porn here. This thing is just freaking masterpiece, guys. Even look at the milling they did on the pivot. It looks like a seashell almost. All the fine milling. Beautiful stonewash finish on the blade. Beautiful blade shape. Great EDC blade shape. This thing is just literally a piece of art. The only other TRM knife I've had in hand is the Neutron 2, which was sent in by Craig, and I love that knife too. Very different type of knife, no axis lock, but or crossbar lock. I'm not sure what TRM calls their axis lock. Just absolutely fantastic. The action on these knives is, like I said, it's just so good for the reverse flick or the thumb flick. Of course, you can always just whip the blade out. This one's very easy when it drops to catch the blade, to where you don't get a bounce. I'm not sure what they're doing differently with their springs in here, but dare I say Benchmade could learn something from them. Because, yeah, when I compare that to, say, this bug out, it's good, but it's just not as good. I think a lot of it has to do with, see how recessed, they're almost completely recessed in there. Don't leave you much to grab, to where with these, you have plenty to grab. And even on the Wiha Big Belly, they do it the same way. They leave you a lot to grab, which makes it very good action, or very easy to grab that crossbar lock. Give you some size comparisons. So you see, this is I'm not going to call it a large knife, but it's a larger knife. We'll go ahead and do the bug out here. So it's just a little bit longer than a bug out, but it's wider and thicker and just more. The Ergos are just fantastic. Since the Big Belly's out here, we'll go ahead and do the Wiha Big Belly also, which is very blade heavy because it's carbon fiber integral in the back, so it wants to tilt. A little bit longer than the Big Belly, probably by a 1/4 of an inch, probably 1/4 to a 1/2 an inch longer than the bug out. Yeah, quite a bit longer than the bug out. Let's go ahead and do the penguin. We always do a penguin. Quite a bit longer than a penguin. The AD 20.5. Quite a bit longer than that also. I think the Yojimbo 2 is going to be closer in length. Yeah, it's very similar to the Yojimbo 2. I mean, the Ergos are slightly different, but just the size and width and everything, it's very similar to, obviously, different blade shape and all that good stuff. We're going to sit this one to the side for now because I don't want to risk dropping anything on that one. But, yeah, I feel the Ergos on this. Ergos are different, obviously, but just the thickness of it and the size and the weight, very, makes me think of the Yojimbo 2. Although the Ergos are a completely different experience, it's just, I mean, back here, I can still get 4 fingers on. Even a large, I have a medium size hand, a large hand could still get 4 fingers. But you guys know I love a forward finger choil. I wish every knife had a forward finger choil. Because you have so much control. When you can hold the knife like this, you get so much control of that knife. Then you can always, you can pinch grip this, and you get this where they clip the clip point blade here. Get your finger up there. Great for utility cuts. And this one is just, this is a perfect everyday carry knife in my opinion, right here. I would love to see them take it to a next level and do some fat carbon. That would be absolutely sick to have fat carbon on one of these knives. It would be freaking amazing. Could you imagine that with some purple haze or some Mars Valley on it? My goodness. Maybe a blacked out blade, black wash blade. The action, the Ergos are our star for this knife, but the action is the big star of the show here. Very thin blade stock also. Again, I can't find any specs for these knives anywhere. So we're going to check. I'm going to guess it's under 100 thousandths is going to be my guess. It's pretty thin. 90 thousandths. So yeah, I was right. Under 100 thousand. 90 thousandths thick. Behind the edge. Let's see if I can get a measurement behind the edge here. I don't know how accurate that is. It says 26 thousandths, but let me see here. It's so hard to do this. Sorry if you're seeing the deformed finger. Can't help it, guys. Yeah, it's going to be 20 to 25 thousandths, somewhere in that range. It's hard for me to tell with these calipers. But full flat ground blade. It's going to be super slicey. Just magnificent. A magnificent knife. I wish these guys could make more of these faster. I don't. It's an extremely popular knife. I mean, everybody wants one. Everybody I know wants one, especially this one. I know a few people that are just waiting for this to drop along with myself. And if there's a lotto, we're all going to enter the lotto. And, you know, yeah, just gorgeous, gorgeous. This is just on another level here. You do have liners in there, even with these scales, so it's not titanium scales. There are liners inside there. Look at the milling pattern, the way it comes, that starburst or whatever they call it, comes around to the edge here, and around to the edge here and here. And you see the seam right there? It almost looks like an integral, but there's a slight seam. So the backspacer is on the show side scale. It's part of the show side scale. So no lanyard hole, that's a bonus. I mean, super, super sharp. You know, you get one of those knives, it's like, feels sticky. The edge feels sticky. That's what this edge feels like, sticky. Like it just wants to grab a hold and cut. I don't know if Cue Ball sharpened either of these blades or if these are both factory edges, because they look pretty much the same. I'm gonna guess he has not sharpened these, and these are factory edges from the looks of it. I may be wrong about that, but they look identical. It feels more like a toothy edge. I haven't cut anything with either of these knives. Full disclosure here. Yeah, just fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, gotta get one, guys. Gotta get one. Anybody out there down the road decides you're gonna let go of one of these, please let me know. You know, this knife was #1 on my grill list. This is my top knife right here. This one here with the titanium. And I was almost worried about getting it in hand because I was afraid it may disappoint me. You know, you get it in hand, you're like, oh, well, never mind. That's not #1 anymore. Not only is it still #1, but it's increased its lead over #2. You know, this is, because you got to think of the price of these too. I mean, I think you get this titanium version for just over $400, I think, when you buy it directly from TRM. And I think these are somewhere in that 300 range or 280 or something like that. And these are made in the USA. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous how good they are. And the price. I know $400 or $500 seems like a lot of money, but when you really think about what you're getting here, and it being made in the USA, and then you look at what some Chinese knives, I'm not even going to say a Chinese knife even comes close to this fit and finish, but you know, you can look at some of the more expensive Chinese knives out there, Riat and other companies, and it makes this knife very, very competitively priced. And this is, I don't know, everybody has their own taste, but for me, this thing's fantastic. The looks, the ergos, and I'm sure the cutting action would be fantastic also. I love the way they do the stonewash finish on the blade. It would be interesting to see like somebody like Knife Modders put a high polish on this stonewash, especially if you're just going to make this a safe queen. Let them put a high mirror polish over that stonewash. That would look so good. It would be a fingerprint magnet, but you know, this is a safe queen, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. Absolutely in love with it. And I definitely want both of these knives. I want one of each for sure. So yeah, this is the one I'm searching for. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Now that I've made this video, I have to box these up and ship them back to Q-Ball. It's going to be a sad day. But Q-Ball, if you're watching, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it. Two fantastic knives, dude. You got quite the collection going on, and I am envious and not ashamed to say it. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you own a Shadow, is it as awesome to you as it is to me? I mean, it's just so good. I understand why they're constantly sold out. So comment below. Let me know what you think about the Shadow if you have one. And what do you think about the price? You think it's worth the price? I think the price is fantastic for what you're getting, personally. So let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. And make sure your notifications are turned on. And I will see you guys on the next one.